Now, I've often said, chums, haven't I, that working in television, well, it doesn't take long for people to go, well, slightly nuts, to say the least. And this particular lady, Lorraine Kelly, the doyen of breakfast TV apparently for 36 years on the trot, until ITV decided serious cutbacks were needed, and suddenly now her show has been cut virtually in half, starting next year. Well, she couldn't really have thought things could have got much worse. Now they have, and according to an inside source, she went nuclear. As ever, let me explain. Hi, morning chums, nice to see you. Thank you so much as ever for joining me today, and welcome one and all brand new subscribers. Lovely to have your company. As I've often said, I've worked in television a long time. I take it all with a huge pinch of salt. You've got to be lucky, it's a nice job while it lasts, and don't take yourself too seriously. As I've often said, I think coming from a performing background, I don't take it as seriously because these people think the last word in television belongs to them. They're lingering onto the camera, they say the last goodbye. You wouldn't believe the trickery that goes on behind the scenes in order to remain relevant. It's very funny to watch, let me tell you. But some might say what's more delicious, in fact, is when former co-stars, well, they fall out, and they fall out big time. Now, as I mentioned, what's been tricky recently is there's been such bad press on all levels of television, whether it be presenters or contributors not wanting to wear a poppy on screen, or for instance, over in the BBC, Naga Chetty being accused of all sorts. And then you've got over on ITV the literal sort of massacre of people's careers, removed, cut down, because basically you can dress it up any way you want, but the other side of it is the bosses have got it wrong. They've told you that you are going to listen to this woke nonsense, and you, the viewer, have said, we're not bothered. You switch off, advertisers move away, loss of money, jobs lost. It's quite simple. It's like running a business. Now you see a former ITV sofa star, that is Eamon Holmes, OBE. Used to work with Eamon on Sky News. Lovely man, good giggle, always up for a laugh. Well, of course, now he's upset a fellow co-star from many years ago, Lorraine Kelly. You see, Eamon's been very detailed about how he's had to battle a huge tax bill from the HMRC. And he's been very vocal about this, basically saying they're arguing with him about him not being a freelance presenter. He's pointed out every job is just a finite time, then you move on. Nonetheless, apparently, according to him, he still owes thousands of pounds to the tax office. Here's where it gets interesting though, because they pushed him a little harder. And if you remember, the ITV breakfast host, Lorraine Kelly, basically managed to, some people say, sort out her own tax bill by claiming, in fact, that she's not really Lorraine Kelly. No, she's an actress playing Lorraine Kelly. Now, very confusing, as you can imagine, because if you're a pop star or an author or an authoress or whatever, and you're sitting there and you think she likes your book, is it really Lorraine liking your book? Or is it an actress just simply faking it, right? Now, no, I told you, you could make up this madness. Now, this is in print, and this has gone very much nuclear, as I say, over at ITV Towers. And what's interesting about this particular element is Eamon has pointed out, and you have to say this in the interest of impartiality, he's right. He could have easily said, well, I'm a character, I've created the character of Eamon Holmes. But as he pointed out, no, I'm not a character, I'm a journalist, this is what I do, this is who I am, and whether you like what I do or whether you're not, at least I'm honest, this is genuinely me. Now, as you can imagine, in these very delicate times over at ITV, where things are literally falling apart on a daily basis, and you've had the likes of Lorraine and all the rest of the ITV stars announcing everything from their on-air divorces to Lorraine pictured in a hospital bed, reminding people that, of course, she's a national treasure, this hasn't gone down well. What I would say in Eamon's defence is, having worked with him for many years, as I say, over on Sky News Breakfast, he just says what he thinks. He's a nice, straightforward talking guy. Whether you like that or not, it's refreshing. And so consequently, when you're sat with somebody like him, you kind of get used to the shrapnel. Some people might suggest, of course, that Lorraine Kelly doesn't necessarily like this very much cultivated image that, well, she's just a warm, friendly, cuddly person. But now, according to Eamon and according to the taxman, she's in fact an actress playing her. So who is the real Lorraine Kelly? And more importantly, can it save her the next time the axe swings around ITV Towers? Neil Sean in the very heart of London.